What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. KG is here. Listen guys, this isn't going to be an England match review, far from it. This is going to be a pure Kalvin Phillips appreciation video, so get ready for the propaganda to drop. But just before I do that, I just want to say big up and thanks to everyone that watched the last video. Got great feedback on that. It was a season review of Leeds United's first year back in the Prem that I did with Michael from the Square Ball. Great conversation. I knew people would enjoy that one. He's a great guy to speak to. So, and it was good to get another Leeds fan on here. So yeah, if you haven't seen that one, go and watch that video. But let's go on to what this is today, because I wasn't even going to upload something, but I just had to find the time and get something out there, because Kalvin Phillips was inspirational today for England. In England's 1-0 win over Croatia, Kalvin Phillips was man of the match for me. But before we go there, I mean, you have to go back to the start and just say, from where Kalvin Phillips come from, and I think this is why it filled me with so much pride today, where he come from the depths of nowhere in the Championship and to where he is today. It was just, as a Leeds United fan, for me personally, tell me how you felt below, but I just felt nothing but pride. Like, I was just so proud to see him out there just playing the game the way that he knows how to play it and do his thing on the biggest stage. You're talking about for England, where there's so much pressure from the press, from the fans. There's rival fans that think that certain players shouldn't be there, so they say that they're no good, and he just went out there and played like with no care in the world. He played with no pressure on his shoulders, and he was the best player on the pitch for me today. And again, going back to the start, when you think out of the four, Alex Mowat, Lewis Cook, Sam Byram, and Kalvin Phillips, he was last on that list at the time, and he was, you know, at that time he wasn't as good as the other three mentioned in terms of football development. But you fast forward to now, and he's clear. He's so clear, it's not even funny. But for him now to be that guy that is, you know, doing his thing on the big stage from Leeds United, yeah, it was one of those where I don't like to use the word emotional, because it always makes me think that people are about to tear up. I wasn't close to tears, but I was just full of pride that a player from our club, from Leeds United, is doing it on the biggest stage for one of the biggest nations. And he made it look so easy. And the thing is, for me, I understood England fans talking before about Kalvin Phillips saying, what else does he do apart from pass it sideways and play safe football? I get it, because when I watched those England games, that's what I was seeing. It's like, that is not the Kalvin Phillips that we see at Leeds United. You know, that's obviously a Kalvin Phillips that Gareth Southgate was asking to play next to Declan Rice and just protect the back four and make sure nothing goes through. That's not what Kalvin Phillips' game is. What you saw today, that dynamic pressing Kalvin Phillips, is the Kalvin Phillips that we see at Leeds United week in, week out. And it was good that he was given the license to do that today and show exactly what he can do on the ball, because he was amazing. He was tremendous today. You know, assist aside, the way that he was playing was just, he was like the heartbeat of the team. You know, when you saw the lineup, you probably thought he was going to sit next to Declan Rice and just protect, and he was given the license to roam, and that's what you can do. And you know, and you have to, this is where you have to go to Bielsa. Bielsa came in and saw what Kalvin Phillips was capable of doing and said that this is going to be your assignment. You need to do this, learn this, make the weight here, do, you know, get your body right. And Bielsa transformed him into an absolute gem of a midfielder. And it was so funny, you know, when I think back at all the podcasts I did before Leeds United got promoted, all the live streams I did before Leeds United got promoted, and talking to other Premier League fans, and I tell them, Kalvin Phillips will play for England one day. Kalvin Phillips is going to be, when he gets into Premier League, he's going to be one of the best central midfielders in the league. And they just couldn't see it. They couldn't see it because he's in the Championship, and yeah, he's doing it in the Championship, but can he do it in the Prem? And he's answered all those questions. So again, that's another bit of pride and everything else that goes with it, justification, if you will, that Kalvin Phillips was made for this stage. And when you see him in his post-game interview, he just looks like a little kid that's enjoying himself, and you need that. You need that when you're playing for England. There's too many players that are a bit too static and stiff when they play for England. But Kalvin was nothing like that today. You know, his assist, the run that he made to make space for himself, and you know, the ball through to Sterling while evading tackles from multiple Croatian players. It was beautiful. Like I celebrated it. I celebrated that like it was a Leeds United goal today, because it was just a beautiful piece of play by Kalvin. And again, yeah, pride. But again, Bielsa had to just finish that off. Bielsa molded him into the player that he is today. You know, it's easy to say because it's true. If Bielsa hadn't come in, I don't know what would have happened to Kalvin Phillips. But Bielsa's transformed him into a player now that is indispensable for Leeds United. And looking at that, I don't think he's going to get dropped for England. I don't see how he gets dropped for England. But I'm interested, other Leeds United fans, other rival fans, what did you think of Kalvin Phillips today? Was he your man of the match? I know Raheem Sterling got it by UEFA, fair enough. But for me, I don't think there was a better player on the pitch today than Kalvin Phillips. The absolute heartbeat of everything. Absolute heartbeat. And I just hope going forward that Gareth Southgate lets him have this role that he did today, and just allows him to do his thing around the midfield, because you give Kalvin Phillips that, he's 10 times the player than just sitting back and just breaking up play and passing it sideways. He's much better than that. I wouldn't reduce him to that kind of role. It's not right for someone of his quality. And of course, now you've got all the rival fans out there saying that they need to pick him up from Leeds, just like it's that easy. I'm going to talk about that in another video. I'm hopefully going to get Tapping Tobes on here, because we need to talk about Tottenham. That's something we got to talk about, all the happenings that are going on at Tottenham. And we'll touch on all of that. We'll touch on all a couple of rumours, maybe, depending how strong they are. But, you know, one of them is Rafinha. We've got to talk about Rafinha and how Liverpool fans just think they're going to just take him off our hands for like 30 million and throw in Origi or something like that. It's like, yo, it's both insulting and hilarious all at the same time. Just the entitlement and arrogance of that fan base sometimes. But you know what, I'm going to get into that with Tobes when we do our stream. I don't know if it's going to be a live stream or if we're going to record it then upload it. We'll see how it goes. But just look out for that. Like we say all the time, subscribe and press that bell on the notification so you know what's going on. But yeah, that's it, man. I just wanted to quickly drop in and just give Kalvin Phillips the love and the props, and just to show some appreciation for our Yorkshire Pirlo, man, because that was tremendous today. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.